Well, good morning everyone. This is going to start off the next week's video, even though it's only Saturday, but we won't be doing anything tomorrow, hopefully. So what we're doing today is about worthwhile showing, I reckon. We're ferrying, we'll have 3 tankers drawn to the pipe, and that's the way we'll be spreading it today. So I'm just after mixing the tank there now, and we'll take this tractor off and we'll have everything out today. All the tractors will be out, we'll have the 3 tankers going, and they'll be drawing it, they'll be hooking up to the pump, and the pump will be pumping it out to the splash plates on the TM in the field. So we'll see how we get on, and hopefully it all runs smoothly. But it's our kind of first time doing it. Obviously we have done it with the lorries, but we've never done it with our own tankers. So bit of a learning curve for us, but something different nonetheless, so worthwhile documented. So yeah, I'll fill you in on all of that once we get stuck into it. Well, hello everyone. You will have seen, I told you I'd fill you in about the tankers drawn to the pipe, but I just didn't get a chance. So I'll basically show you the basics of it now. So obviously this is our pump, and I've told you about this. This is a Cryman pump. It is Bauer pipe work, but it is a Cryman. Obviously on the end of our pipe we put a fitting to go onto the tankers, which when the tanker pulled up to the next to the pump, you barely ever open him, because if you open him fully you'll get air locked and you'll have to try and get the air out of the pump, which isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. So that's basically what we were doing. The 3 tankers were doing that. They were hooking up, barely opening it. Once your pipe was full, you could fully open it, put your what you call it, your vacuum pump in neutral, and it worked away. And in fairness, we got fair all output out of it. And so we finished that job, and I'm going to shoot off and do a small bit of ploughing. I was spreading slurry this morning, so this yoke is fairly filthy, but she was spreading all last week as well, and we're getting on well with her. She's flying away. So I'm just going to do this bit of ploughing. It's for this crowd that use kind of seaweed based products, and they're doing trials. They're growing potatoes and they're going treating them with the seaweed based products and see how they get on with it, and that kind of thing. So it's just about an acre really, but they want it done, so I will do it for them. That's what I'm going to shoot off and do. So yeah, that was basically our weekend. We had our tanks drawn to the pipe, and obviously I was spreading with the splash plate in the field. We had about 350 metres of pipe out, but we would have wrecked the place with the tanks, so it worked out brilliantly. So I'm going to shoot off, do this bit of ploughing, and I might show you a bit of it and see how we get. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're in the workshop today. It's been our first view with a workshop in a couple of weeks, I suppose, seeing as we've been out at Slurry and all various things. I'm just going cleaning the camera lens here now. But anyway, today what we're at is we're making a land leveler, as they're known in these parts, probably known as something different in other parts of the country, but that's what we call them. A very basic sort of piece of equipment really, but what it's basically done is it'll break down ploughing and all that kind of thing. We already have one of these. I told you earlier on in one of our videos earlier on in the year, or last year, that we'd be making another one, mainly because our one is getting kind of battered up now and just needs a lot of refurbishment, so it was as well start to scratch. The basics of it are angle iron. There's not a whole pile more to it. Obviously there's a headstock and there'll be a harrow added to it, and I'll probably put a place on it to future proof it that I'll be able to fit an air seeder on it. So basically what we're using is our bandsaw. This is I think it costs us around 1600 euro that way, and it's an extremely handy tool. It can swivel cut, it can cut angles, and it can cut all that kind of thing. Our welder has been changed since we've spoken to you last. We now have a JASIC. We were getting a good bit of trouble from our SWP, and just the guy we bought it off done us a bit of a deal, done us a favour, and we upgraded to this machine, which seems to be a super welder. A bit more expensive, but very, very nice welder to use. So that's how we're on that one, and so far, great job. So the basics of this are, as I said, angle iron. Our first one is faced this way. It'll give us a bit more kind of dig into the ground, scrape a bit more soil with you. But we're going to do our headstock set up a bit different. Our headstock is going to be a raised headstock, so that'll mean you're able to drag more soil with you, and the more soil, obviously, the more leveling effect you have. So yeah, it's 3 meters wide, and this is the very, very basic starts of it. More we're getting into it, and the more that's been done to it, I'll show you along the way. But this is the very, very basic start of making a land leveler. Well, as you can see, I've done a bit more than this last night, and a bit more today. So by this evening, we should have a nice bit done. This will be where our headstock is mounted onto this bit of box going along here. This is very heavy wall box. It's, I suppose it's 10 or 12 mil maybe. So yeah, should have a good strong headstock. So that's the pieces we're cutting there now, and obviously they will sit up on top here. That's where your top link bracket will be going on. It's coming up about 2 feet. You just bear with me for 1 second. I'll put this down. It's coming up about 2 feet, going across and back down here again. We'll then have reinforcements going back onto the leveler, going in here in 2 places, and we'll probably put sides on it coming back along here, just so you'll be able to carry a bit more stuff with you when you're going. Now, we were originally going with a harrow on the back. We probably still will go with a harrow, but we were half tempted to just put claws there to retain more stuff, to be able to bring more stuff around the field with you. But I think we won't. I think we'll just stick with our original harrow idea. So that's kind of where she's sitting now at the minute. I'll get the rest of our headstock pieces cut up, and we'll weld them on. I'll have to get some stuff laser cut, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a plate in here, probably 16 mil plate maybe, in here onto there, and curved up and onto your headstock, give you even a bit more support. So it'll be plenty of strong enough, but just that's a bit fancy. That's a bit probably beyond my my capabilities, so I'll get that laser cut somewhere in town. But yeah, as the progress goes, I'll update you even more. Well, another bit done. As you can see, we've our sides on here now, so we should be able to carry a lot more soil with these big sides on it. This is just to reinforce it going back here, this box, and just another bit of box as well too. We'll probably mount a harrow on that, which we're undecided how we're going to do it yet. I don't know whether we're going to have to mount a ram up here somewhere, but a bit of thinking and we'll get it. We'll go with a single row tines, and that should give us enough till that it done the job perfectly in the old one anyway. So if it ain't broken, why change it? Other than that, getting there. I haven't a whole pile left to do really. I'm going to try and plasma cut out. I was talking to you about putting plates from here up, so I'm going to try and plasma cut them. They'll go from there to there and on to our headstock, and just give it a bit more reinforcement around there. And then obviously mounting brackets have to be plasma cut out as well, so bit of work in that, but getting there slowly but surely. I'll probably weigh it when we're finished, just see, because there's quite a bit of stuff gone into it. You'd be surprised how much goes into them. But yeah, all in all, shouldn't be too much longer at it. So once we get on to the next steps and all that, I'll show you what we're doing. But yeah, it's working out nicely. Happy with it so far, in fairness. So that's basically it, I suppose. Any questions about it, throw them into the comments there and let me know. Once we've this finished, I'm really going to have to get stuck into servicing, because practically every machine there needs oils changed and all that kind of stuff. So it's probably a good few days in doing that too, and just another general quick look over before we start, because So if the weather improves now with spraying off for reseeding and stuff like that, we'll probably be getting stuck into. So want to have everything ready to go. So I'm going to start doing a bit of welding, and I'll give you an update there once we've a good bit more done. Okay, so we cut our plates. We have 2 of those. There's one at the other side there as well, as you can see, and they were cut with the little plasma out of this stuff, which, as you can see, we got a nice cut in it. But I was out of tip, so I was a bit worried it wouldn't work. But I shot up to a farmer we do a bit of work for, and he had one of the same plasma cutters, and he has a heap of consumables, so I was able to get a few bits off of him to get me going. So that was very handy, and thank you very much. Now what we're doing is we're kind of sizing up for the harrow, see what way we'll rig this up. It'll just come back to about here, because when it comes up, we want it just sitting around here, that it'll be able to retain a bit of stuff as well. It'll slow the flow of it out, that it won't be going straight out the back. It'll be retaining it the whole time. So that's kind of the whole aim of it, and that's the way we're going with it. So hopefully it'll work out. Next we'll probably be putting some just nice shape, maybe a bit of an arc there, a few bits in here I suppose, and same at the other side, just to make it a bit fancier looking, a bit less homemade and a bit more factory made looking. So that's kind of where we're at with it. We'll spend another couple of hours at it this evening, and we'll probably leave it at that for today, I'd imagine. So this will be Saturday's video again, obviously, but there'll be a bit more to it. I'll show you kind of where we're at when we're finished here this evening. So we'll stay at it, we'll stay going. But as you can see, the little plasma was a lovely job. They're very nicely cut now, them plates, and that is heavy stuff. So definitely a worthwhile thing buying. I see they were there a couple of weeks ago there again. They had them in, and they had a large selection of the consumables, but unfortunately when I got to go, they were out of them. So what can you do? We were getting them off eBay and they weren't great. They just weren't really lasting, but them ones seem very good now. They seem to be cutting very well. Now, as you can see, we got a bit more done. We've the basic frame of our harrow made up, and it's some triple K tines will be going on to this bar here. Obviously it looks close enough, but the triple K tines go back a nice bit, so it'll probably be working around here somewhere. And when it's lifted in, it'll be able to retain a bit of the soil inside in the leveler and give you a bit more weight and give you a bit more stuff to pull around. These brackets here, I'll make them a bit less agricultural looking, and obviously we have our mounting points for the 3-point linkage still to go on it. So all in all, now that's not a bad evening's progress. I'm very happy with it. Tomorrow we'll do a bit more, but I'm going to leave it at that for this evening. I just have the basic stuff in, like we just have pins or bolts shoved in here just to kind of square everything up and get everything right and ready to go. So I suppose that's kind of it for this video really. Next week it'll be more of this, and we'll probably be doing a bit of maintenance, getting stuff ready to go for whenever we have another burst of weather. But I'm glad we're making such progress at this one. If you've any questions about it, like I said, hit me up in the comments, and we'll see if I can be of any help, or if you've any queries about this kind of thing, let me know. I must also blank off my box hardens there. They're open, so we'll just blank them off, make it a bit nicer looking. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. If this channel is of interest to you, please subscribe, give the videos a thumbs up, it really helps, and we'll see you later.